Hi yogis, in today's class we're going to be working through a sequence that can help you with anxiety and depression. This is something that a lot of us struggle with, and you might not even be able to remember a time when you weren't suffering from it, and it can be crippling and it can entangle itself within your whole life and everything that you do and every day and every moment. And through these consistent practices and breathing exercises and meditation and healthy eating, you can get your grips back on it again. You can learn to control it instead of letting it control you. And this series of poses is going to really help with moving towards reducing that heaviness within the body due to stiffness, aches and pains, as well as reducing the stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, and stimulating the metabolism and the energy flow throughout the spine. So if you can have 2 cushions, that's great, as well as 2 blocks or books, and then a yoga strap or belt or scarf, whatever you have that's available. And we are going to begin on our stomachs in a supported half frog pose. So you'll be using one of your pillows for this pose and just relaxing onto your stomach, putting the pillow so that it's comfortable, and then bending one knee out to the side. Try to lower down your hip bones, pressing on the top of the right foot, but with a straight leg, and then just relaxing your arms to your sides, and you can rest on the side of your head, and just really relaxing. This should be a comfortable pose. It's a passive stretch, not an active one. So just making those adjustments to feel comfortable, to feel relaxed, and taking a few cleansing breaths in through the nose and really sighing it out through the mouth. Emphasis on the exhale. Letting go. Inhaling that pure, fresh, empty breath. And exhaling all those toxins that don't serve you. And then deep breaths in and out through the nose unless the nose is blocked. And you can keep your eyes open or you can close them, whatever helps you relax. And just feeling the flow of the breath. Allowing that flow of the breath to calm your mind, bring you back to yourself, drawing your attention inwards. And not letting any external factors affect you right now. And just holding here for a few more deep breaths, starting to lengthen the inhales and the exhales. And maybe even enjoying a pause between the breaths, between the inhale and the exhale, just for a second or 2. And then getting ready to change sides, so straightening out the left leg if your left knee was bent, and bending the right knee up to the side, getting your hips down, top of the left foot pressing down, and then just resting on the side of your head, looking to the right if you were looking to the left in your previous pose. And just allow the body to sink into the pillow, sink into the mat. Feel the hips softly opening, breath flowing. And heart slowing down. And breathing in from the top of the head all the way to the tips of your toes. Notice if your shoulders are tensing, just let them go. And if it's more comfortable for you, you can even hold on to your hands or your elbows, just really making those adjustments to feel comfortable into the pose. This is your practice. And just a few more deep breaths. And then slowly coming out of pose, straightening out both legs, pressing yourself up. And just moving the pillow to the side for now. And then rolling onto your back. Nice, slow, controlled movements, being gentle, being kind with yourself. Supta Baddha Konasana, bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the sides. And just palms facing up. Slight tuck in the chin so you lengthen the back of the neck. Feel the chest opening, taking another cleansing breath. Emphasis on that exhale. And then as you breathe in and out through the nose, notice the belly rising and falling in like a flow of water rushing in from your belly to the diaphragm. And all the way up to your chest and collarbones. And as you exhale from the collarbones all the way down. So inhaling from the bottom all the way to the top. Exhaling from the top all the way down. And as you exhale with your belly really squeezing it in towards the spine, up towards the diaphragm. Just visualizing that flow of water rushing in and rushing out. Relaxing all the muscles in the face, softening the jaw. Notice if you're frowning. For the next pose, grabbing onto your belt, bringing the legs together. And then either, if you're using a yoga strap and you're able to close it, do that. Otherwise, if it's open, that's completely fine. You're going to hoop the belt over the balls of both feet, flexing the toes. And holding this pose with the feet flexed, space between the ears and the shoulders, elbows bending out to the sides. Or if you can close it off, what feels really amazing is if you can just loop it behind the head. For me, it's comfortable just above the ears. It stays there and it's really, really great. And just relaxing here. Emphasis on those exhales, just using that exhale breath as an anchor point. So when the mind starts to wander, when you feel like you're getting frustrated or anxious or distracted, just bring it back to that exhale. So still focusing on the inhale, but really focusing on that exhale. And I can take a bit of playing around, adjusting the belt to get it comfortable in this position. Just be patient with yourself. And noticing how you feel mentally, physically, emotionally. Instead of suppressing all of that. Just notice. And try to welcome it with kindness and love and warmth.
And when those feelings of self-doubt start to enter your mind, just say to yourself, no, thank you. Not today. I'm doing the best that I can. And just holding here for 3 more deep breaths. Filling the belly. And then slowly removing the belt with control. Constructive resting pose, bending the knees, feet together, hands at your sides, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the neck. And smile, even if you're faking it. The body doesn't know the difference. So whether you fake a smile or fake a laugh, your body reacts in the same way as if it were genuine. Bringing new meaning to the term fake it till you make it. And then straightening out the legs, rolling onto your belly for a reverse corpse pose. So just stretching out the arms, stretching out the legs and relaxing your forehead down. Cleansing breath. Let it go. Feel that gentle stretch from the tips of your fingers to the tips of the toes. Breathing along the spine. And using that breath, that exhale as your anchor point, keep bringing yourself back. And then slowly coming up, hands sliding to either side, pressing yourself up and back into a child's pose, knees out to the side, toes together, sinking the hips down, stretching the arms forward, relaxing the forehead down into the mat, or just in that direction. To deepen your child's pose, you can press the fingertips down, elevating those wrists like spider hands. Squeezing out the tension in the shoulders. And those knots in the shoulder blades. And then puppy pose stretch, so moving the feet apart so the feet stay in line with your knees, knees in line with the hips, sliding your arms forwards, either resting the forehead down, or to go deeper you can press your chest down and the chin down. You want to try and keep your hips over the knees as best as you can. Also a great pose for helping with your posture, fixing your hunch. No, you can come out of these poses at any time if it's too intense. And then just pressing yourself up. Keep the legs as they are as we stretch out our shoulders. So sliding your one hand through the space, lowering down onto your shoulder and the side of your head. So if you're doing it facing me, it will probably be your left hand sliding across. And then your right arm reaching up. And just reaching the hand up, straightening, flexing, stretching your fingertips up. Breathe, shoulders back. If you'd like to move a little deeper, you can send the hand a little bit further back, but no force or pain. And slowly coming out of the pose, pressing yourself up as we change sides. Opposite arm through, back of the hand just sliding down, lowering yourself down gently onto your shoulder and the side of the head, and then reaching that top arm up, straight up towards the ceiling, palm facing away from you. And holding here, or sending that hand a little bit further back. Draw the belly in and up to the diaphragm. And then slowly coming out the pose, pressing yourself up. And then walking the hands forward, sink the hips down, Sphinx Pose, elbows under the shoulders, press the hands down, dragging them towards you, spread the fingertips out, activating the chest, feet only hip width apart, so not too wide. Gazing forwards or just over the nose. Notice if your wrists and your hands are leaning in. Keep them apart so the wrists are staying in line with your elbows. Imagine there's a block between your hands. Gently engage the glutes, protecting your back. If there's any pain in your back, just come down out of the pose. And then lowering the chest down, sliding the hands to either side of your chest, tuck the toes, lifting the hips up to down dog. Try and keep your elbows in at your sides, either coming onto your knees first to send the hips back and up, or lifting the hips all the way up and back, working those heels down, feet hip width apart, armpits facing the toes, so spread those shoulder blades. If your back is rounding, bend the knees. Press the knuckles down, middle fingers facing forwards. Fan out those fingers, claw those fingertips down. Lifting the kneecaps up, engaging the quads. Half split, stepping the right foot forwards between the hands. Lower the back knee and the back foot down, and then rocking your hips back, peeling those right toes up. You can use blocks for this pose if you need to on either side of more or less the knee. Dig the heel down, drag it towards you. Keep the back straight. Bending your elbows behind you. You don't have to use blocks. They're just there if you need them. Notice what the back foot's doing if it's leaning in. Keep it in line with the knee. Draw the belly in and up. And slowly sinking the chest down and then the forehead. Accepting wherever you are in the pose, not comparing yourself to anyone else. Deep breaths. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings, the back of the legs, even the glutes, the calves. Keep those right toes flexed and pointing up. And shifting the weight forwards, tuck the back toes, step back to your downward facing dog. Working those heels down towards the mat. And changing sides, left foot forward. If you need to, you can grab the foot, step it forward. Lower the back knee and the back foot, and then rocking back to your half split, straight back, dig the heel down, drag it towards you, leveling out your hips. Deep breath in on the exhale, sinking the chest and then the forehead, no force, and then breathe. Just that slight pressure of the heel down and towards you, you'll really notice the difference when you do that. Three more deep, slow breaths. Try not to rush through them. And lifting the chest, rocking the hips forward. Step back to your down dog. And stretch it up, really stretch from your fingertips to the toes, the back of the legs, the spine, the shoulders. And then coming down to your knees, crossing the feet behind you, rocking over the feet, or just making your way to staff pose, which will be with your legs in front of you. Flex the toes, hands pressing down on either side of your hips so that the wrists are underneath your shoulders, pushing down. Imagine you're trying to lift yourself up, but you're not lifting up. Engage the legs, activate the chest. How hard you work in this pose is up to you. So if you're cheating, you're only cheating yourself or being lazy. Pushing the head back between the shoulders. Try not to hold the breath in this pose, in any of the poses. And relax, half Lord of the Fish, bending your right knee so the heel's close towards you and just stepping that left leg over. So your right foot's close towards your hip. Lower the hips down so your hips are both glutes, bum cheeks are on the mat. And then stepping that left foot over the thigh. Right elbow over the knee. If you can't get your elbow over the knee, just hug onto that knee, reaching back with your left hand as you look over your left shoulder. Otherwise, elbow across, open the palm fingers pointing up, lengthening the spine and the neck, and looking over the left shoulder. Notice if your shoulder's moving close to the ear, keep it down. And notice if you're leaning over, try to stay upright. Really feel that twist in the upper body. And squeezing the toxins out the organs. These twists are great for any pain in your lower back. And release. Stacking, so cow face legs. So you want to stack that top knee on over the bottom knee. It's okay if you staying here and this is how your legs are looking in the full pose. You'll have the knees stacked on top of each other, and you'll try to level out your toes so either both heels are close towards you or the toes are closer to the front. So just playing with that space, trying to get the knees as bestly stacked over as possible, and then leveling out the hips, palms into your chest. If I face you, this is how it will look. And just lengthening the spine, the neck, being mindful of your posture. Again, just soften all of the spaces in the face, no frowning, only smiling. And then holding here or walking the hands forwards, relaxing the arms down. Taking your time to sink into the pose. Notice if the one hip's lift or glute is lifting off the mat, just gently pushing it back down. And slowly coming up. Half Lord of the Fish on the other side. So the leg that's on the bottom is going to now be on the top. So if your right leg was down, left leg will now be down and bent. And then stepping that right foot over the thigh. Either hugging the knee in with your left arm or bringing the elbow over the knee. Opening your palm fingers up. Reaching your right hand behind you, looking over your right shoulder. Lower both glutes down. And breathe. Shoulders away from the ears. legs, cow face legs, stacking those knees over each other. Knife edge of both feet down. Try to level out the feet with each other. Level out the hips, palms to your chest. If I turn to face you, this is how it looks in the full pose, but again, if yours looks something more like this, accept it, it's okay. Progress, not perfection, that is what we are working towards, always. There is no end destination in yoga. It's all about the journey, which is fantastic because it takes the pressure off. There's no race, there's no winner, there's no loser. Holding here or reaching the arms forward, slowly walking the hands forwards, and then relaxing the chest down. And again, using that exhale as your anchor point, bringing yourself back, letting go of distractions, of sounds, things that are completely out of your control. Don't let them disturb your inner peace, because they're always going to be around. And slowly coming up, Malasana pose. So stepping your feet out to the sides, palms them together into your chest, using the elbows or triceps to open out the hips, opening the knees out, fanning out your toes. If your heels are lifting, that's totally normal. It takes time to get the heels down. Evening out the weight. So what I see a lot with students is their weight falls on the inside of the feet. So consciously try to bring the weight to the back, evening it out, and avoid rounding the shoulders in the back. Keep the back straight up, shoulders back. This is an amazing pose for stress and anxiety and belly fat. If you can try and do this pose every day, especially if you suffer with depression and anxiety, and just for a minute a day, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, it's better than none, but more often the better. Just finding those moments to find your Malasana. And of course, the longer you can hold the pose, the better as well. The more benefits you'll reap. Deepening the breath, feel it moving throughout the body, breathing in and out through the nose unless the nose is blocked, oxygenating the blood. And slowly releasing the knees, straightening the legs, try to do that without using your hands, and then grabbing your blocks, placing them down in front of you, parallel lines between the feet, feet hip width apart, resting your hands on the blocks, and try to keep your back straight. So move the ribs in, belly in, shoulders back, neck long, pushing the head back between the shoulders. Notice if your blocks are too close and your chest is closing, shoulder width apart. Deep breath. Start to engage your quads and feel your kneecaps lifting. And just by lifting the kneecaps, you'll automatically engage the quads. Not as hard as you can, just activate it. Feel that length in the spine and the neck. And focusing on that flow of breath in that area. And then slowly moving the blocks to the sides. Coming to your mountain pose. So standing with your feet together, relaxing your arms at your sides, relaxing the shoulders, closing the eyes, Soften all the muscles in your face. Moving the tailbone down. Noticing the breath. Noticing the body. And just observing your thoughts passing by like moving clouds. As if you are the sun, always there. The clouds are moving. And then opening your eyes, standing towards the front end of your mat for a more traditional sun salutation. Feet hip width apart, palms to your chest. Inhale, reaching the arms up and back. Gently engage the glutes and the thighs, lifting the chest. Exhale, palms together, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Walk or float back to your plank, which you can do on your knees if you need to. Shoulders over your wrists, heels over the toes. Chaturanga shifting forwards, moving the shoulders over the fingers, bend the elbows in at your sides all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, straighten the arms up, dog. Breathe. Tucking the toes, lift the hips down, dog. 5 deep breaths, armpits facing those toes, working those heels down, looking between the legs or the navel. Up onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, walk or float or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, straight back, reaching the hands all the way back. Exhale, palms together into your chest, taking a cleansing breath. One more time, inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, walk or float back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift the hips, work the heels down. 5 deep breaths. And try to enjoy the stillness of the pose. Just using it as a moment to check in with yourself as you draw your attention inwards. Up onto your toes, bend the knees, look forwards, walk or float to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching the hands maybe a little bit further back. No pain in the back. Exhale, palms to your chest, cleansing breath. And relaxing your arms down, bending the knees to come to seated in just an easy Sukhasana pose with your legs crossed. And we're going to do a quick breathing exercise, which is really great for anxiety and depression. So what you'll do is you'll take these 3 fingers to place over your eyes, and then taking your thumbs to close the ears. So that's what you'll do when we do the breathing exercise. And then when you breathe, and you're only breathing through the nose, so your mouth will be closed, but it's like you're making an om sound with the mouth closed, and you're moving the tongue to the top of your palate to really feel that vibration. So if you do it, I'm just doing it without the ears blocked. That's why it's called bumblebee breath. Sounds like a bumblebee. So
So taking those 3 fingers, closing your eyes gently, thumbs closing the ears, and by closing your ears, you know, you're taking all other senses away, and you can really feel those vibrations, and those vibrations calm the nervous system. And also by moving the tongue to the top of the palate, you'll notice the difference when you don't do it and when you do do it. When you do do it, you can really feel those vibrations. So we're going to do this for 8 breaths. Okay, so you do it at your own pace. Doesn't need to follow me. Your ears are blocked, so you're not going to hear me anyway. There's no one around. You're at home. No one's judging you, and don't care even if they are. Okay, so close the eyes, closing the ears, take a nice deep breath, tongue to the top of the palate, making that Om sound with the mouth closed. Relaxing the hands away, coming into a relaxation pose. So this time you will use both of your cushions. One will go underneath the head, one will go underneath your legs. So it's very similar to a recovery pose, if you know a recovery pose. So just reaching your bottom arm out, resting your head down. So if you're facing me, it'll be your left arm. Resting the side of the head down as you place the cushion on top of the arm. And then your bottom leg is straight, the top knee is bent. So if you're facing me, it'll be the right knee. And just relaxing your hand at your sides. And you can keep the eyes open or close them, letting go of distractions. Taking that cleansing breath just to relax. And then those nice deep breaths, focusing on that exhale, using that exhale anchor. Not letting your emotions control you, control them by using the breath. Taking longer, deeper, fuller breaths all the way down to your belly, not these short, shallow breaths in the chest. As soon as you notice your emotions change, start to notice what your breath is doing. Slow it down. And then you can close the eyes. We'll end in this pose. Just relaxing the whole body. Allowing yourself to relax. It's the trying that stops you. And just being proud of yourself for carving this time out for yourself and your wellness, prioritizing yourself. Because without your health and wellness, you have nothing. And you deserve to feel good. You deserve to be the best version of yourself. And don't allow anyone
or anything to disturb your inner peace. Reminding yourself what really matters. The stress you feel in this moment is only in this moment. It will pass. Everything is temporary, everything is changing. And just acknowledging that everything is temporary can really help you to get through those hard times. We aren't as stuck as we might think we are. And you can stay here for as long as you like. You can pause the video, you can stop the video and just stay here. Or you can slowly rise. Coming to a seated position. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice today. Namaste.